Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. In the previous episode, we got a lot done, to be honest. We used our newly obtained Rock's Feather to take care of a few side quests and secrets and etc. Then explored the Natsu Prairie with the help of Ricky, and then explored Sunken City with the help of Dimitri, as you see here, using him to eventually obtain the Zora's flippers, allowing us to swim. Yes, I know it sounds kind of mundane, but it's a big deal, okay? So now we're going to use Zora's flippers and Dimitri combined to check out a few more things in the vicinity of Sunken City, etc. So our first stop is, you can only get off Dimitri when you're on land for mostly obvious reasons. We're going to climb up this vine and enter this cave here. Take note that you can only actually reach the upper parts of Sunken City in the summer. And first off, already, we have a chest containing a Gasha seed. Yeah, don't want to miss that. Always nice to have those and not have to go out of your way to buy them. And Dimitri has left us. Wow, that's a shame. Didn't even say goodbye. Anyway, though, our next stop is going to be just a little further to the south. You see, there's a little secret hidden on this screen. In fact, it's just this little patch of water right here. You see, if you dive in it. I meant to do that. Well then. You end up down here. If you, those of you remember a little earlier on, this is that Sunken Falls cave from the Woods of Winter. Yeah, it sends us right down here. Yep, makes sense actually, since they're just one screen apart from each other. But in this chest is another Gasha seed. But most notably is the fact that if you're playing a linked version of Oracle of Seasons, instead, you would find a plot important item here later on in the game. Well, you can find it, but you won't need it until later on. But then one of Onox's evil minions will steal it, pick it up, and drop it on that ledge up there. And so you'd have to find the shortcut from Sunken City in order to reach it. Just a neat little bit of info again. It's nothing crucial in a non-linked game, especially since you can just use Gale Seeds to get everywhere at this point. And before we leave, I do want to point out the fact that the waterfall takes 2 screens to fall here, even though it's just 2 tiles to fall, even though it's just 1 tile of cliff. Yeah, wrap your head around that, I guess. Go figure. And so we're back in the Woods of Winter again. But, of course, getting back to Sunken City is just a Gale Seed away. For our next objective, we're going to have to make things a little colder. So with winter in Sunken City brings a few different things. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about that cracked ice anymore since we can just swim if it breaks. But the main reason we want to do this, although we might as well talk to these kids while we're here, they got scared and ran off. And we were going to let it join the safety patrol too. So they're going to let the monster that they were afraid was going to attack the city, that they wanted me to help do something about. And then they decided, then they were thinking of letting him join. So, I don't know what's up with these kids, to be honest. They're a weird bunch. But anyway, on to the main event. You see, the snowdrift that pops up here will actually let us reach this upper, not quite a mountain, this upper area that we normally couldn't reach otherwise. I hear there's a creature that can swim up waterfalls. What kind of... I don't know, maybe you should have asked him when he was in town. Anyway, in here, those of you who played Link's Awakening might recognize this music. If Maple were here, I'd send her to Mount Cucco for mushrooms. But since she hasn't come back, I can't make my magic potion. That was a horrible witch's voice. But yeah, this is the witch syrup. Yeah, maple syrup. I know it's a horrible joke, but anyway, we need to find a mushroom for her. Eventually. So we'll have to keep that in mind. But there is one more thing we can do here with the flippers, and it's not actually in Sunken City itself. Rather, it's just a little outside of it. Okay then, wasn't expecting Maple to show up on this screen, but let's take advantage of let's just take advantage of this situation. We're gonna try and make sure she doesn't send anything into the water. Just 5 rupees, that'll do. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go! We want to get these bombs here. They're the main thing. Since, you remember the kids took ours. We're sitting okay, I guess. Mystical Seeds, lost a few Ember Seeds, but overall, it's a win. So, you know that great Moblin that was harassing us on the way to Sunken City? Why do you say we go knock on his door? Good thing the cannons can't swivel. As we head up here, here's where he was standing before. You see bombs precariously placed everywhere. And so up here is the fortress proper, with 2 entrances. Fancy, isn't it? Just a couple Moblins here, just a token resistance, nothing too serious. You want to have the power bracelet ready for this sort of fight. So, the pesky kid has come. I won't let you stand up to me anymore. Stand up to you? All I've done is walk by your place a couple times. This time, victory will be mine! And so his whole thing is he's just gonna toss bombs back here. Just pick them up, throw them back. It's like Dead Man's Volley, except without the volley part. Well, not quite, because if he isn't throwing a bomb at the moment, he can pick it up and try to throw it back. That will become important pretty quickly. As you see, things are getting very crazy, very fast here as he's moving much more often. Uh-oh. Oh, wow! Talk about lucky. You see, to deal a final hit against the Great Moblin, you have to hit him while he's holding a bomb before he throws it. Otherwise, he'll just shake off the blow. You see, if you hit him while he, if you get a bomb to blow up on him while he is holding a different bomb, the bomb he's holding will fall out of his hands onto the stockpile of bombs behind him, blow them all up, and destroy his fortress. It took me a good 5 minutes to get this to work in my practice run because the timing just eluded me. And then here I get it right the first time out of sheer luck. What are the odds, right? How could this child defeat me? I'll remember this. I shall get my revenge. And off they go. So the Moblins' fortress is destroyed. Sunken City doesn't have to worry about anyone demanding them to pay toll to get out of the city. And most importantly, a chest is left behind, giving us another piece of hearts. Yeah, I told you they'd be showing up a lot more often around now, didn't I? So with that all out of the way, let's head back to Sunken City. So now with all of that out of the way, we can finally follow the Master Diver's advice and use his secret passageway to reach Mount Cucco. Before you do this, make absolutely sure that it is summer. You need it to be summer. Trust me on this. So we're gonna head to this corner of the reef, dive, and wouldn't you know it, a 2D section. And mind the, I kid you not, those are called Cheep Cheeps, just like the Mario enemy. Fortunately, you can use your sword while swimming in these 2D sections, and the Cheep Cheeps aren't all that much of a problem. These move vertically, nothing too crazy. And here we are at the base of Mount Cucco, and that vine is why we needed it to be summer. Imagine going through that passageway only to realize that since the vine's not there, you can't get up. Yeah, it's a pain. Oh boy, is it a pain. And I kind of wonder if it would have been better if they just placed a ladder there instead of a vine that's only there in the summer. But anyway, we have quite a bit to do here, and not the least of which involves that heart piece. We'll be getting to that later on eventually, since, you know, we only have 2 of them. It's not quite as crucial at the moment. You see some of those, you see some rock flowers there, I guess we'll call them. Those will become important shortly. Here we have a Deku Scrub. What do you say we take care of him real fast? You know, the way you always take care of them. I surrender! In return, I offer my advice. Even if you have a key, you still need a keyhole. Foolish, brother. The keyhole is on the summit. Well, that gives us about half the information we need. No shields, no deflecting seeds allowed. Shame we already played a Zelda game in which we use them to defeat you get the idea. More of these rock flowers here. A very conspicuous rock formation there, along with the discovery ring going off. Wonder what's down there, huh? So off to the west here. We don't want to quite go there yet. We want to take care of this scrub here. Let's see what this guy, let's see what the brother of that other one has to say. I surrender. In return, I offer my advice. Even if you have a keyhole, you still need a key. Erratic, brother. Well, that's a weird phrase. The key's in the valley in the west. So we have a key and a keyhole we know about now, but we need the means to get both of them. Before we head off to that valley to the west, though, we want to explore further east. Trust me on this. Here we have a tree stump. You know that's going to be useful. Off to the, this is between a rock and a hard place. We got 2 different things you need to explain here, both are rather curious. First of all, those 2 waterfalls that you see here, those are the ones we entered to obtain the Master's Black and Zora's Flippers. Yeah, we're standing right above where the Master Diver hides out. Kinda cool, huh? But anyway, who's this? There's a spring banana tree up there, but until the rock flowers bloom in spring, I can't climb up to it. Can nothing be done? So we need it to be spring in order to help this guy. Well, that's something. And here we have a flying rooster, you know, like the ones from Link's Awakening. Well, it wouldn't be Mount Cucco without some flying Cuccos, or variants on them, different breeds. Anyway, we have him there, doing something that will surely come in handy at some point. We have a gaseous soil spot sitting out in the open, but with those rock mushrooms in the way, we're not going to be able to do anything with them. Incoming crow. He's dead. And we have a Subrosia portal sitting here. All these different things we got to figure out, yeah. As I mentioned, Chapter 4 of this game is complicated. So we got a bunch of options to take here. Real fast, we want to change the season to winter down here. Excusez-moi for a moment. Fortunately, we'll only have to swing the Rod of Seasons once. And winter has come to the mountains, appropriately enough. You see, because we needed a pile of snow there in order to reach that cave sitting there. And now with a Rock's Feather jump across the gap here. And a quick glimpse off to the west where we'll find that keyhole the one Deku Scrub was talking about. And we jump down here, can enter this cave, where there's a great fairy. Yeah, I know it's you have to go out of your way a bit just to get a free heal, but it is what it is. And now, with everything taken care of on this section of Mount Cucco, or on Mount Cucco in general, the section to the west is technically a different mountain area entirely. Now we want to head into that Subrosia portal. See you guys on the other side. And for once, without an episode in between. Here we are in, once again, a different part of Subrosia. This time we found ourselves in the southwestern part of it. Okay, this is technically Subrosia Village. The Subrosian wilds are off to the west. But you see, not all is as it seems, because as soon as we jump over this gap... What's that? It's so weird. I'll trade you this ore for it. Thanks. You got fool's ore. That's no good. Get your feather back. So, I think we just got mugged. So now we are down one Rock's Feather, preventing us the ability to leave Subrosia and the ability to do quite a few things around here. In its place we have Fool's Ore. It's, yeah. Although it is a little more as it seems, because you see, if I can get a Fire Pokey to show up here... So you see, even though you can only see half of it, let me demonstrate to show you that the Fool's Ore is actually freakishly strong. Yeah, if you remember, it took 3 hits with the wood to sort of take those out, and the Fool's Ore just one-shots it. Unfortunately, we kind of need that Rock's Feather, and there's no way to make a sword out of Fool's Ore. Kind of a shame, ain't it? That hole goes to the temple. Well then, that's good to know. Shame we can't jump over the lava. Although I suppose it's technically magma down here, isn't it? Inside this house, well, a gacha seat out in the open. Oh wait, we can't jump across that magma to get it. They took your precious item? They're always up to no good. Those foolish pack rats are famous around here. I just saw them with a dirty feather. Who'd want that? Uh-oh. Look at me pressing A one too many times again. So it seems like the 2 individuals that took our feather are rather, infamous for doing such things around here. 2 Subrosians? You mean those weirdos who collect rupees and other trash? They live in the weird house to the west. And off to the west is, not quite them. Mind that volcano spewing out rocks, you know, even the red holy ring wouldn't help us too much here. I smell ore chunks nearby. Usually if a Subrosian says that, that means there's a gold ore somewhere either on that screen or on one of the screens close by. Keep it in mind. Here is the Subrosian wilds proper. Even the map says so. What do you say? I know there's treasure around here somewhere, and I'm gonna find it. Of course, having a top-down view kind of spoils that there's something right there. But we're not gonna be able to reach it because, wouldn't you know it, there's a hole in the path that we can't jump over. So down here, those 2 are hurrying home. I wonder if they found some other weird thing. And further south, oh look at that, another gap. Yep, we're basically landlocked to this area unless we can get our feather back. Unfortunately, this show happens to be the house of the, aptly named Strange Brothers. Let's go bury some treasure. Make sure no one sees us. If anyone does, run! We follow them through here. And time for another minigame. Specifically, an elaboration of that one we used to follow Rosa into Subrosia the first time. This time we have 2 NPCs to worry about. and we have to make sure that they don't see us, and follow them onward to where they're going to be burying our feather. Keep in mind, though, the Strange Brothers do split up, and yeah, it's kind of complicated not getting seen by them, seeing as there are 2 of them compared to 1 Rosa. In general, you want to stay in places where neither of them will be able to see you if either of them move. I know it's kind of goes without saying, but it's easier said than done. If at all possible, stay where neither of them will see you no matter how they move. Be very careful doing so, though. The red one's gonna disappear. Now we only have to worry about the blue one. Takes us time. Gotta ask what's up with her. Okay, we just saw that blue one leave. How did he get to the opposite side of the screen already? I guess that's one of many reasons why they're called the Strange Brothers. Along with the fact that, you know, they're kind of jumping erratically in place. Careful. That spot looks awfully suspicious. But they're still moving, so they haven't buried anything anywhere yet. Blue one, no, he's not gone yet. Careful, red one heads off. Just a little more to go. They're gonna split, reconverge. Look around, loop around the trees. Careful, don't let them see you. And back around they go. And on our first try, we're done here. That's good. Come on, let's go find more treasure. And inside this oddly shaped, oddly colored patch of ground, there it is. You got your feather back. Now return the ore. Yeah, shame we gotta lose the fool's ore, because damn, that would have been a powerful weapon if we could have kept it. So, with our feather back, we can take our leave of the Strange Brothers, but actually, if you wanted to, you could come back here. I'll explain in just a second. You see, after you get Rock's feather back, you can come back to the Strange Brothers' house and abode, backyard, area in general, and they'll have more treasure to bury. So you can repeat the whole Strange Brothers stealth minigame for more treasure. You can obtain gacha seeds, you can obtain gold ore chunks, you know, worth 50, and you can obtain rings, which will, I honestly don't know what the tier range for the rings the Strange Brothers give you is. I tried to find it, I tried to do some research, I couldn't for the life of myself find it. Keep in mind though that when you come back to the Strange Brothers place for repeat mini games, they can and will change up their patterns each time. Keep that in mind, it gets a little complicated. So against all odds, I actually managed to get through this a second time without being seen, even though it took me several times to do that in my practice run. I'd say my luck is changing for the better, but we all know it's probably not. So let's see what our prize is for sneaking into the yard of a couple crazy guys and stealing their treasure. It's a gacha seed. Let's be honest, they probably took it from someone else. Although we probably should find out who it is and return it. But anyway, now that we have Rock's feather back, we can do quite a few things in Subrosia. We're going to take care of the obvious one first. See you in a second. Hey buddy, where'd you say that passageway leads to again? To the temple. And wait a minute, didn't we see a tower that was blocked off by a wall that we only saw a staircase that... Let me try that again. Didn't we see a tower a while back that was blocked off completely by a wall and only had a staircase from underground leading to it? Huh. And here we have a 2D section with, to be honest, I kind of like the color scheme they used here. You know, the purple rocks, the orangish magma. It's kind of cool. It's kind of unique. We don't want to take that ladder quite yet because down this railing thing is another gacha seed. We're just rolling in them right now, aren't we? Picked up 5 of them and actually, I don't think we picked up all of them in this episode, but we did pick up quite a few of them. And wouldn't you know it, here we are at the Tower of Spring. And we're just the means to cross this, And so up top here, let's get the Rod of Seasons out, shall we? I am the spirit of spring. Rock-hard buds bloom in spring. It is the season of discovery. To think I can add to the power of the hero with the triangle symbol. I loan you the power of the spirit of spring. The Rod of Seasons has been blessed with a spring dew. Climb atop a stump to call forth spring. And just like that, we have obtained our 3rd season. Although, let's be honest, you probably saw it coming the way progression's been going in this game. But no, that's not all we can do in Subrosia. You see, there is a lot that opens up once you come back with Rock's Feather and, you know, reclaim it, of course. You see, there are a whole lot of things we can do now, and quite a bit of Subrosia we can explore now that we have Rock's Feather. Almost all of it, in fact. And so, well, just a second here to lift these rocks. Fun fact, if you lift these and get rid of them, they will be gone permanently, opening up a shortcut from the southern and eastern sides of Subrosia to this western section. And so, next time on Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons, we're going to be fully exploring as much of Subrosia as we can, and seeing just what we can do now that we have the ability to jump over things. See you guys next time, huh?